This podcast is not affiliated with any Grand Lodge, and the ridiculous antics and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own. Should be dismissed immediately.
All right, welcome to episode 38 of Studio 357 Masonic Podcast. We are joined tonight by brother, worshipful brother?
Worshipful brother.
Worshipful brother?
Yeah.
Duane Jackson Sr. Quick shout out before we get started to Homeward Handyman Services, bricksmasons.com, the Insurance Center, and Corporal Dagan Page Foundation. That was fast.
That was fast.
That
a lot
was really
faster than
quick.
normal.
It's like I've done that before.
Mm-hmm.
Just a few times.
Maybe twice.
About 38 times. Maybe more with special episodes.
You're just lucky we don't redo these episodes.
Right. Yeah, we don't scrap anything. Nothing on the scrap room.
Nothing? Really?
No.
There's not a gag reel or nothing?
Yeah, there's some gag reels.
Okay, I was going to say.
Ones that will never see the light of day.
Never seen Oh,
Okay,
goodness.
what have we been up to? Jason,
Well-
we'll start with you.
Been working with Brother Gabe to get him ready for proof up for Lodge. Pretty much that's it Masonically, but just staying busy with work and yard work and honey-do list, all that good stuff,
Yeah. I've been up to replacing most of our deck, which was a good time.
That doesn't even sound like fun.
No.
No.
My birthday's tomorrow, and I'll be staining said boards that were replaced on the
That's
deck.
definitely not fun.
Happy birthday to you.
But I do finally have a rating with the VA, so that's a plus.
Well, good news. Good news.
What about you, Sir Duane?
I literally just got back from Philadelphia on Tuesday.
Really?
Yes, I went out and got my KCCH investiture. So
Oh,
No
wow.
kidding.
yeah, just got it on last Friday and just got back Tuesday from our United Supreme
I
Council.
feel very
so
small all of a sudden.
Very
don't-
cool. Well, let everybody know what that means.
KCCH is Knight Commander of the Knight Commander Court. Knight Commander.
He just lost it. He
I
just
did.
lost it. They're taking it back.
Knight Commander Court of the Honor. So it's basically like your 32nd degree Mason with like to the 8th power.
And what appendant body is it?
That is our Scottish Rite.
Yes.
Ancient and accepted Scottish Rite on Prince Hall. So yeah,
All right.
it's quite the honor. There's actually only 48 of us in the northern jurisdiction right now.
Really?
So yes, I was a part of the inaugural class to get that done. It was really nice,
Hell yeah.
really nice. So
What about you, Jim?
Well, I kind of feel small now.
Yeah.
We just got done, or we're in the middle of the spring reunion for our Scottish Rite. So
that's right.
we last night put on the 5th degree. That was the first time that we've done a degree. Had a horrible director. Did not know what he was doing.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that was me.
Oh no, I forgot he was here. Never mind. It went extremely well.
I wasn't prepped.
I think that the funniest part of the whole thing is I did really good memorizing my lines. There was
Yeah.
one line in there that I did not memorize because the script said you can read it. So I printed up a piece of paper and I put it beside me and we went through the degree and I forgot to read that line. But it had not been done at our rite, or at our valley for 27 years, they said.
Yeah.
So nobody knew the difference. They hadn't seen it.
There we
So-
go.
Yeah, and of course, everybody afterwards, at the end, after the second act, I was out in the audience, and afterwards, everybody came up and said, "Oh, it went great, I said, "You wouldn't know any different."
You didn't know any different.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Although a couple of the guys that I'm sure they were around last time it was done. So.
Yeah, I did have Rick Gilmore told me that he
Yeah.
was the assistant. He said he remembered going through it in '81. He said he remembered
really?
it being yeah. He said he'd forgot the degree until he watched it. He's like, I remember this now. Yeah, so
No kidding. Yeah, that was the first guy that told me that it went pretty well.
That's awesome.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, let's jump into this. Shall
let's
we?
do it. You can't keep tapping the table, though.
I
Just
know.
gotta warn you.
I'm horrible about that.
It makes your vein pop out.
Then we'll leave that one alone. All right, Duane, tell us where you're from, what lodge you belong to, and something interesting about you.
Well, I'm from Omaha, Nebraska. Born and raised. Born and bred, as I like to say.
Born and bred.
Born and bred. That's it, man. I belong to Rough Asher Lodge number 1 at Prince Hall, located off of 24th and 8th Street. And something interesting about me is I'm crazy as hell.
Amen.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, but no disagreements.
Now, actually, interesting fact, I've been singing for over 28 years. So
Don't your vocal cords get tired? Oh, you didn't mean continuously. I'm sorry. No.
yeah, every now and again they get tired.
I'm sorry.
They call me Iron Pipe, so that's another story too.
Do we have video on that one?
Got it. Not on this show.
No, but it's been fun. I've been on the form of traveling for about 22 years now, so it's really been a blessing.
So what type of music?
Anything from Elton John to Prince to Cameo to Earth, Wind and Fire. I mean, almost you name it, and I've probably tried it twice.
Nice.
Made it third time, but tried at least twice. So, but yeah, it's been fun. And toured for 29 months solid, which was reminding me of the old MTV. Where are they now?
Yeah.
Yes. Where are they now? And I'll tell you what, it's
Back when they played music.
Yes, back when they actually played music, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, man. That's what it was. It's no joke. But I didn't partake in nothing but the singing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, before we get further into that, what brought you to Masonry?
No video on that one either.
What brought you to Masonry and what's keeping you around?
You know, the interesting thing about what got me into Masonry, and I was thinking about this. You know, I was kind of a hellion growing up, so I had a lot of speeding tickets and went to court one day, and, you know, it was a guy in front of me. The judge read his charges, like third time driving during suspension, suspended insurance, speeding, and all this other stuff. And I'm like, those are just like mine. Yay, let's see what he gets. And he got court fines. And I was like, yes, call my name. I go up front. The judge throws like freaking a year revocation at me, $500 in fine. And had to get an SR-22. And I'm like, what is going on? I turn around and look. The gentleman in the back of the room is holding a Masonic cap in his chest like this. And I was like, I got to find out what that is. Because I want to know how that dude just got off. And I'm paying for it. And then coming to find out, when I actually went through my 3 degrees, that gentleman that was in the back of the room was a past master in my lodge.
No kidding.
It was crazy.
Small world.
Crazy, very small. And I was just, I went up and talked to him. His name is Past Master Vaughn. And I was like, you know, you got a nephew named this, don't you? And he goes, mm-hmm. Yeah, he went to court back then. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was in the courtroom. I just kind of want to know how you did that so that way I can do it later in life. But that's really how I got interested in finding out what was the correlation there. How did that work? How did they communicate without saying a word? Because the bailiff came in the room. He's like, sir, you got to remove your hat. And that's all I remember is him taking the hat and peeling it backwards. I didn't see it, but I turned around and he was standing with both of his palms up and holding the baseball cap in his hands, looking at the judge. And I was like, that's just, how'd that happen? I didn't know that. And from that point on, literally, I just got really inquisitive about Masonry and wanted to know what it was about.
Well, we better follow up on that because what did you find out? Because I'm guessing that there's a few people that are watching all of a sudden think that Masons run the world, and we just opened the box, Pandora's box, for every conspiracy theory there is.
Yes.
So what really happened there?
It's more of a brotherhood respect. Just finding out that you do what you can to the extent of what you can. There's no favors, there's no perks in being it. You help a brother help a brother out. You help another person out, just being a good person. And it's not so much that their non-communication after talking with Past Master Vaughn in Open Lodge about it, he was like, we just have a respect that I know I get to take him home and he's under my care and he should not show back up here again.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and if he does, then he's going to have to pay all the consequences. He's just right now getting a chance to be reformed in a way.
Right.
Get a little education.
Similar to someone having their mother standing with that
Exactly.
horrible look on their face.
Exactly. Exactly.
My
And that's-
son may have gone through that. I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah. Oh my!
I
my
may
kids
have I may have been the kid that was standing there.
But yeah, it was really cool. Just like I said, digging in and really finding out what Masonry is all about, what it meant. So
I love it.
All right. Well, next question for you is
Mm-hmm.
who has been one of the most influential Masons in your lifetime?
a past master in my lodge, actually, Brother Curry. There's really two, Brother Curry and Brother Ray. God rest both their souls. Brother Ray was my secretary when I first came through, and we called him Dollar Bill. Dollar Bill was just an old Air Force retiree guy that just didn't take no crap from nobody. I don't care who you were, what you thought you were, what you thought you knew. He didn't take crap from nobody, and he would always talk to us about health, and as African American men, having to have prostate checked for prostate cancer and all that. And us younger guys, we sit back, whatever, old dude, you don't know what you're talking about. And Brother Curry was our grand lecturer for our jurisdiction for many years. I mean, many, many years. And what I liked about him is that you never learned anything from him unless you knew the history behind it, which was always nice to kind of know where you're getting your information from. Not just taking his word for granted, but hey, you can go look over here and find this and follow up, and then I want you to come back and tell me something.
Yeah.
So it really made us really work. I mean, he was a very special man. We would do proficiency in front of him, and I can give a shout out to my brother Larry Murphy, and because he knows this all too well. He'd have keys in his pocket or change in his pocket. And as long as you heard this, you could recite anything that you want. As soon as he stopped, we were all like, what's the next? And we just look at each other like, what's the next word? I don't know. You tell me next word. And then he go, and we just beat each other up, taking off reciting things. I mean, that's what we learn from that is outside noise still keeps us paying attention. When it gets quiet is almost when we should almost worry.
Right.
And I mean, the several classes that I helped him with as far as proficiency goes and bringing guys through and all that. I mean, myself, my brother Murphy, Past Master Murphy, let me say that correctly, and a guy that used to be in my band, bass player, Ronnie Franklin, he's a past master as well. We became known as the Three Stooges. If you've seen one of us, you've seen all three of us. Well, the weird thing is Ronnie was a worshipful master, I was a junior warden, and Murphy was a senior deacon. So whenever we walked into a lodge for degree work, people got nervous because Brother Curry followed us. When we were the proficient dudes, we were three. You don't see the three Stooges unless you see the ringleader. And we walk into several degrees, and I just remember several of them. Just going and I'd go sit by the junior ward. You want to sit here and do? No, I'm cool. You go ahead. And then I'd mess with them. Just don't miss the word "and" or "a." just mess with them, and then I let them do it. Then I go up. You missed the word "it." just one of those things. Like we had fun. I mean, it was always fun when we did it. But we walk in and we would make rooms nervous, walking into different lodges. Just, you're gonna do a degree? Go ahead. Let's have fun. And I watched Brother Curry. He would sit over by the secretary and Past Master Franklin would sit up in the east, and of course Larry would sit right behind the senior deacon. Just before everything happened, we just kind of look at him like, "Yep, we're here. Don't miss anything. Please don't miss anything." And the guy sitting in the west would always be like, "We're like, dude, you don't count. We're the first. We're the three that made it. Him. Yeah, we're first stop." He takes him around. I'm first stop. You're just a short stop. That last stop's over there. That's a hell of a stop. So yeah, just have fun and be ready for it because we'll let you know. So yeah, that was it. That was fun. That was it. I still like doing it now. Now I enjoy being in the West for other reasons that maybe I can't talk about.
No.
But let's just say the second half of the Master Mason. I'm a star. I'm a star, yeah. But yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to preface this by saying the first time that I met Duane, we had a get-together. We had Nebraska Lodge 1, which is the oldest lodge in the state of Nebraska.
Yes.
Met with Prince Hall, number 1, Rough Ashler.
Mm-hmm.
And so they had us over, and that was an amazing experience. I hope everyone will take the opportunity to visit you there. It was great, but the funny story is that was the first time that I had attended lodge after being raised.
Oh, yeah.
And I gave the wrong word
Yes.
to the Grand Master. So
He came to visit too, yeah.
I was reminded what the correct word was. Luckily, I had plenty of people to vouch for me.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So I gave the wrong word. So I was embarrassed.
He was about 3 shades of red, and they're just like, "It's okay, man. You had to be in here. I might have given him the wrong one. I didn't either, so it's okay." I just asked for
So
it.
accommodating, and the hospitality of the 357 Club. I think that's one of the neatest things going in Masonry.
It's a great name too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
It is.
would you quit that? That's irritating.
I know it.
I'm going to make that vein pop.
And I did it.
For those of you that don't know, the 357 Club is an establishment of beverage that's underneath.
Yes.
And so we met after that, and as Joe would say, that's where Masonry actually takes place. So we had a good evening with doing that.
Our 357 Club, it's LLC'd under our Grand Lodge, but not ran by the Grand Lodge. So we just kind of put the rules in place, but we have an outside entity come in and run it for us and all that kind of stuff. We just managed all the books and all the taxes. So
It seems like a great neighborhood hangout.
oh man, let me tell you what, we get some interesting characters in there. I will say that,
I'll
but
bet.
for the most part, people come in and they know you come in, you sit down, you just have a good time. It's like the old, you guys ever heard the old blues song called "The Hole in the Wall"?
Yeah.
Just go to the hole in the wall and spend your last $2. That's the 357. You just come in, you have a good old time, relax. Drinks are stiffer than I'll get out. Really stiff. But it's just fun.
Agree. I agree. Have you gotten any members from that came in there?
Actually, we have. We are looking now to get 357 put back on our windows as an earmark to the community. But when it was up, man, I mean, lots of folks that traveled and were from out of town knew. I won't say knew, but they at least stopped in to go.
Yeah.
Is this the place?
It's just like the hat.
Yes.
If you see 357,
Yeah, you kind of, it makes you ask the question.
Yeah. Yep.
That, our awning. So we've probably, man, I'd say in my 22 years of being a Mason, I'd say a good 150 people just come in, sit down, enjoy themselves. We get to know them, and then, next thing you know, they're like, well, how do I become a part of this organization? That's all you had to do.
Yeah.
that's great. Yeah,
That's it.
that was the magic question.
That's the magic question. Yes.
So to go into that, another part of it that people may not be aware of is that your lodge actually meets in the Grand Lodge.
Yes.
So that kind of leads into our next question, which is, have you been involved with the PHA Grand Lodge, or do you plan to be?
Yes and yes. Well, yes and am. I am a past Grand Treasurer. I was young in masonry and really was aspiring to move a whole lot before I started traveling my music. And I got into the Grand Lodge and became the Grand Treasurer and went, I'm not an accountant by any means, but I can balance some books and all that. And literally my job took off. I stepped down and did my job thing, then I did the music thing, and now that I'm back and settled, I'm actually the current Right Worshipful Senior Grand Warden. So
Okay.
I have aspirations to go. I'm not in any hurry to go. Just literally just getting my KCCH last Friday has kind of changed a couple of outlooks of things that I want to do. Just on a historical spot that I like to sort of say scribe my name in, for Prince Hall, which is really cool. I mean, it's in the state of Nebraska for the northern jurisdiction. In the state of Nebraska, there's only 3 KCCH for Prince Hall. My brother that went through me, he's Brother Knight Commander Witherspoon. He's in Lincoln, Nebraska, so we're going to be working together in some efforts to bridge the gap between Lincoln and Omaha presence with Alzheimer's.
Okay.
So, and I know you guys know Freddie Clopton, past Grand Freddie Clopton. As soon as we got it, he goes, I'm putting you to work. And so, being he's our Sovereign Grand Inspector General, one of his tasks is to bring that awareness, which is a part of the northern jurisdiction for Prince Hall, ancient and accepted Scottish Rite Masons. That's a very big initiative or focal point of Alzheimer's. Among the African American community and bringing that awareness. So it's going to be fun to do that. And like I said, being that we can, for lack of a better word, set a precedence or at least set that leadership for up and coming,
Right.
princes to aspire toward it. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. And it's just kind of cool. The excitement hasn't settled in yet. I still got my nice little brand new red cap in case. It's like, yay.
That's an impressive. That's an honor.
It is. It really is. We had the Sovereign Grand Commanders from Southern Jurisdiction, AF and AM from Prince Hall side from Southern Jurisdiction, the Northern Jurisdiction, AF and AM Sovereign Grand Master were all there. So it was really like, wow, this diocese is really cool. There's a lot of really cool people up there. So, and my class is named after our current Sovereign Grand Commander, Dr. Melvin Bazemore, who is just a fantastic and inspiring gentleman. I mean, he just walks in and you just know that's the dude in charge. I mean, he commands a presence, but he's very well spoken, very direct, kind at the same time. Kind of that what you kind of expect from a guy in that position. You know what I mean? It's a lot of respect from all grandmasters, which is really good, to seek that leadership and camaraderie from. So it's kind of nice to be in the first class and then in class named after him and under his tutelage. So it's kind of cool. It's really kind of cool.
All right, Jason, since we're going to do a swap out in a little bit, I'll let you take the next one.
Okay. Let's see. Tell us what you do at Tangier Shrine and how that has helped shape you as a man and as a leader.
Well, besides get on the potentate's nerves. No, I'm kidding.
Dave is over there with a big 0 in his hand.
He did nothing.
Nothing.
Well, I'm the current high priest and prophet for Tangier. So I'm the 4th vice president, or I'm the 3rd vice president because we have I don't know. Anyway, I'm the high priest and prophet. It's fun. It's different because I am also a past member of Prince Hall Shrine for Omaha, Zaha Shriners. So to see kind of both sides of it and understand what I did there and what we do over here and kind of how both work together for the betterment of children. I don't feel like I did anything special. I just feel like I'm just a little more knowledgeable on what things are out there to do to help children who are in need. Being a different leader just gives me, or how has it helped me? Just really more, I don't want to use the word structure, but I guess I'll use the word more accountability. and really kind of holding it when we deal with some of the dollar figure amounts that we deal with in Tangier. You know, that it really just kind of makes you go, oh, pay attention to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because you can't just do it, you know, and it just helped me to kind of, being a senior Grand Warden for the current senior Grand Warden, it's kind of helped me put a couple more things in perspective, structure things a little bit different when doing projects and finances and things like that. Being that, like, one of my responsibilities is writing the checks and paying the bills for 357, paying the local sales tax for the 357 club, helping kind of structure that and make sure that it's being as profitable as it can be has really helped me on that side of it. So it's been a good learning experience, that's for sure.
Awesome.
I figured when you asked about it, how it helped. I'm not a Shriner, but I can tell you that he's got his own parking space
Oh, it's
with
a
his
beautiful
name
thing.
with his name on it. So I figured when he said, "How's it helped me?" Well, it's helped with parking. At
It
least.
definitely has helped with parking. Really, my wife is more, she pulls up, and my brother-in-law, actually, they had the wild game feed, and my brother-in-law goes to it faithfully. So he pulls in knowing that none of us are going. He's like, are you going? I'm like, no, dude, I'm not eating. No, that's not happening. So he pulls up and he parks at my spot and takes a picture of it and sends it to me. And I'm like, dude, I'll call a tow truck on you. Better get out of my spot. And the crazy thing, my wife goes, yeah, you better move it because I'm going to come down there and I know your. She goes, I know your wife. I'll call her, get the keys, and I'll come and move it and hide it in the back of the parking lot. And I'm like, ooh, yeah, you in trouble, bro. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, it's kind of it's neat to drive by and like even. Meeting with my wife's boss just off site, and he goes, "You're Duane. You got that parking spot up front." And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, that's my spot." He goes, We came down for Festival of Trees, and we weren't there. And he's like, "I parked there." He's like, "I parked in the parking lot. I seen the name, and I didn't know if I could put it together or not." And then when he walked in and he seen the pictures on the wall, he seen my wife there, and he goes, "Okay, all right. I just didn't know who he was, and I was looking for him." And I was like, yeah, it's hard to miss me, but he's like, where's he at? And then he comes back and I see him off property, and he's like, you got your own parking spot, man. That's pretty nice. And I'm like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we were when we were there for the Festival of the Trees, and I pointed out to my wife, I know that guy.
Exactly. Last year when I was Oriental Guide, it was funny because me and my wife used to park in an Oriental Guide, and there's plenty of parking spot. You open your doors up, do whatever. I said, honey, next year we move up. It's a little bit tighter spot. You can't walk in the doors like that. Got to be careful. Dave drives a nicer car than I do. So, yeah, it's fun. We have fun.
All right. Well, that takes us, I think, to our first commercial break.
Sweetness.
So we'll refill some drinks,
There we go.
and we'll be back in a couple minutes.
Your one-stop Masonic marketplace. You are the hero of this journey. We want to proudly stand behind you every step of the way. We want to enable you to go the extra mile in your Masonic travels. We want you to look your very best on every occasion. Investing in high-quality regalia shouldn't be a burden. We know you want to be better. We know you want to make a difference. We don't think you should compromise. Be your best. Visit bricksmasons.com today. Demonstrate that love never ends through the commitment to support past and present service members, the communities that surround them, and the loved ones of those whom we will never forget. Visit deganpage.org for more information.
There we go.
And we're back.
Wow, you guys missed that.
It was classic Studio 357.
Yeah.
It's gone forever.
One finger punch away.
Gone in the wind or with the wind, one of the two.
Breaking the wind, something breaking.
Breaking the wind. That's awesome.
All right, we have swapped out Jason for an older, better looking version, Dave.
older, I would agree with that. I'm not sure about better looking.
Well, I was trying to be nice.
There's a first time for everything, I guess.
Yeah, that's what you missed. Dave was getting we were getting him pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, Dave's a little sore now.
A little bit. He took it pretty hard. He took it well, though.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Oh, we're off the rails.
Yeah. It's only going to hurt once.
And this,
Director, get us back on the rails.
this, ladies and gentlemen, is why we do this show. Okay, so Dave, since you just got here,
Okay.
we're gonna let you take question 6.
Have you run into any obstacles during your Masonic journey?
You know,
Not until tonight.
this podcast has really changed my outlook. You know, when it comes to obstacles, my biggest obstacle, being a musician, I'm loud. I'm boisterous. I'm a vocalist, so I'm up front. I'm usually the center of attention, so I'm used to that.
You're big.
I'm big. It says it on my arm too. So I've had to learn. That's been my biggest obstacle, is to learn how to really humble it down, not take it too big.
Subdue
Subdue my passions. Yes, yes.
I've heard that somewhere.
Number one lesson for me. It's tough, and it's even 22 years later. It still hits me in the back of the head every now and again, because I just when it comes to masonry, like, I'm all in. Like, it is. There's no question about it. I mean, you say we're doing something for the kids, and I don't really care what you got to say after that. I'm ready to have some fun,
Yeah,
and that's the one thing that I enjoy. Like, I've been a 6-foot Easter bunny before. I've been a 10-foot goblin for a Halloween party. I don't mind going in, and my wife, love you, honey, but she likes to dress me up in funny costumes. Where, like, last year we did a rodeo, and so my wife decided we should do blow up horses and ride them in. So we did.
I thought that was going a completely different direction.
It's been. I mean, like, the just a different, like, we did the Mardi Gras thing, and she dressed me up like. She's my costume manager, and as I say now, she's my road manager that makes sure that everything is done up front, and just make sure that I'm having a good time doing it, because I don't want to get bored in doing it. And sometimes calming myself down to be able to deliver the correct message has been my biggest obstacle. It's been me.
Well,
it is.
And let me say that the little time I've been around you, that's infectious. You having fun makes other people having fun.
Oh, yeah.
This is fun today, but it's because you're having fun. So fine tuning that's got to be difficult.
It's tough. Yeah. It's really tough, especially like my opening line. Like, I performed in Omaha a very, very long time. But I walk on stage and I pretend like I've never been to Omaha before. And, just kind of, you guys aren't making enough noise. I'm going back to my dressing room. I've done that several times. And it's, I don't know, I kind of look at, like, being in Masonry, being in Shrindom, being a part of the United Supreme Council, being a part of the Scottish Rite and all that good stuff, and helping kids. I relate it to my music, because I'd go on stage and I'd just look out, I'd read the room, read my audience. And my mom told me, one of her biggest things she told me, she goes, you never know what somebody's going through. Music cures the heart. It clears the heart, it clears the mind, it clears the soul for them 4 to 5 hours that I may be there performing somewhere. And can help people forget about what happened 8 hours ago while they were on lunch break.
Yeah.
You know, and so I kind of tie that into the same thing of, man, I want to bring that type of joy to children who have to deal with having 150 surgeries before they're 10 years old, you know, or like hearing about the Shrine Bowl thing where one of the games was, hey, I've got one arm and I bet you guys can't tie a shoe faster than me and you got two. And they win. Learning to understand that those with a weakness are stronger than I am with, so to say, what's considered normal. You know what I mean? They're stronger than we are with everything that they have to go through. So if I could put a smile on their face, bring a little joy to them by being a goofball, I'm all in.
Hell yeah.
I'm all in.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
All right. So if you could sit down and have a chat with any Mason, past or present, who's that going to be? Or future, I guess, maybe. Didn't see that coming, did you?
No, I didn't see that one coming. That's good. And it was even on the script you gave me.
This is not scripted.
It's not scripted.
This is not
No.
scripted.
If it was, we're really bad at this.
Yeah.
You know, I'd really, after this past week, I really want to sit down with Dr. Melvin Bazemore and just really just break bread with him. You know, like, there's no TV cameras, there's no security team, there's no Masonic things going on. It's just me and you. We're just sitting down, we're having a scotch together, or we're just having a glass of water, coffee, whatever, and just talking.
Yeah.
I would love to just sit down and just break his mind up a little bit. Just kind of get a feel for some of his experiences, because he just as well as he commanded, and I can't even say commanded, just when the man walked through the door, I swear you thought it was the president walking in the room. I mean, just nobody got quiet, but everybody, ooh, there he is, you know, and the excitement came in, and he just walked in, his chest was out, head up, just, I'm here. The president, he sat down and we got straight to business. And having taken a picture with him afterwards, you know, and it was just very humbling, very, very humbling. And I want to break bread with a guy like that and just kind of pick his brain on masonry and get some of his philosophy and philanthropy on things. So
I love it.
yeah.
Is there any one certain question you'd ask him?
I'd ask him, why did he become a Mason? That's the one question I'd ask him. Why did he become a Mason? Almost like what keeps you going? What keeps your heart going, knowing that you've now got to inspire us to be the future leaders, to do those future endeavors. You know, what keeps you motivated to keep us motivated? In a weird sense of wording.
Right.
You know?
Well, before we get to the random questions, I got one on that same line. So, as somebody that's inspired you, as somebody as a role model, let's flip the tables. What would you say to somebody that would see you as a role model? What would your philosophy be? What would you tell a newer Mason what they should be looking for, how they should handle themselves?
You know, first thing that comes to my mind is I tell any new brother that I come across, or anybody that asks me questions, is, number one, if you're trying to get something out of this, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. You're only going to get out of it what you put into it. So if you don't have a heart, drive, or passion to take care of your family, be a good neighbor, be obedient to God, you know, and just all around stand out in your community, then you really should not do this. You know, like my worshipful master now is a guy that actually, I think you were there for his Master Mason.
Yes.
So he's raised.
Well, I was after his Master Mason, but I think he just come into office.
Yes, he just came into office, and so he caught me at the car wash, and just, hey, I seen that emblem on the back of your car. What does this mean, and what is that? Seen you come through a couple of times, and you don't bother anybody. You just like have a presence about you, and then I just told him. I said, well, first of all, just ask me any question you want to ask me, and I'll go from there, because I don't really know what to tell you. It's really just put your heart in it. Be there for your heart, and know that your family is first. If you're not good for your family, you're not good for us.
Right.
And that would be my first lesson is, and it's even my first lesson, like even my worshipful master now, Brad, he bring the family over. I want to meet your family. I want to see how it sounds crazy, but I want to sit back and watch you be a dad for a minute.
Yeah.
I want to see how you interact with your family, because you're going to get met with a little opposition doing masonry. And it's not opposition, it's just we have a right to think the way we want to think with each other, have a right to discuss it, and have those open forums and things like that. I hate to say it's like a test, but it's kind of like I want to see how you are personally, so I know how you're going to handle in the lodge. Just to not so to say to make you a good fit, but we do got to make sure that we do have good men coming in the order. There's good men in society that aren't good for masonry.
That's true.
Yeah.
And, it doesn't make them bad. It's just, there's just men out there who are meant to be men in society. And then there's men that are out there that are meant to be in masonry in some sort of way. Mm-hmm. To me, there's a real thin, fine line there of, you're a man in Mason already. It's just, are you really ready to put some spotlight on yourself?
Yeah.
And not everybody's built for the spotlight.
Yep.
Or be that one that is standing back and be in the backbone and stands behind that front row, or that, be ready to be on the front lines and be able to be outspoken. That's I've got family like that are very good leaders and leading the family very well, but not one of them has to be a Mason.
Right.
There's nothing bad against them. It's just, you're just not a good fit.
Right.
For what we're trying to do. So it's weird finding the right character, sitting down and being able to have open conversations, being able to agree to disagree.
Well, and that's one of the things about masonry is we have to be selective on the people that we're bringing in, because we are doing what's for the good of masonry.
Yes.
And
yes.
We don't want to make that mistake.
Exactly. And it's like, even my brother-in-law, he messes with me all the time. He's like, oh, so you're going to go hang out with the colt again, huh? And I'm like, I love you. I just love you. But it's a thing of like, my youngest, my second youngest son, he's very inquisitive about masonry, and the way he starts out is, so before coming over here, he goes, so how was your cult hangout? And I go, what? He goes, and he points at my dry erase board, and he goes, the 357 thing. I said, I'm going there at 7. I got to be there by 7. He goes, no, that's 3 hours and 57 minutes you're supposed to be there. And it's just funny because he's very inquisitive about it. He wants to know, he wants to understand, and I'm just an open book. So he'll come and ask me a question, I'll tell him, and he's like, okay. So when I brought my racer home for the first time, he was like, so the cult believes in driving small cars, huh? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, so how do you get in it?
The bigger question is,
How do you get out of it?
Yeah. So he keeps me on my toes. He really does. He keeps me on my toes. He keeps me kind of, I won't say on track, but he helps me to get back. And, if I feel like I'm getting loose, it's almost like my wife is like, go ask him a question so he'll calm down. And he'll come and ask me something, and I'm like, okay, I'm good again. So it's really cool. It's really cool. But yeah, he's in it. My son, my youngest son, I've tried to get him interested in DMLA, but he's not really interested in that so much, but he's coming to Shrine Bowl this weekend, and I told him, "Oh, we're doing a parade, and we're gonna." He's like, "Oh yeah!" So he's all amped up to come and be a part of the parade, and then my granddaughters have rang the bell on the train before, so it's all fun. It's just I just have fun with them and give them as much information as I can find out. And my wife had an epiphany the other day. I was watching National Treasure, then I watched National Treasure 2. And she caught it. She goes, "That's why you watch this movie." I'm like, duh. You didn't see it at the end of the first one and he showed the ring? What are you talking about? But no, and it's really it's interesting for her even too, because she didn't grow up around Masonry. So everything that she knows about Masonry has been the past 11 years we've been together, 9 years married. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
He loves you, Jennifer.
Yes, I do. I love my wife, Jennifer Jackson. Yes, I do. But she, like, at one point in time, she, like I'm sure you guys do, you get to go home and you detox. And you get to gripe about everything. And it's not so much you're upset. It's just when you're passionate and somebody gets in the way, it's like, God, I just wish he'd listen. And then you start thinking about what he said, and you're like, I guess he was listening. And then my wife goes, "So why do you do this? What's the purpose?" And I think she gets it now. Like, it's, like I told her, I said, my heart's in it. Yeah. My heart is there. Right. And I always refer back to that old statement of we agree to disagree. Every person grew up a different way, believing a different thing. Now we put us all in the same room and go, "Hey, everybody say I." Well, no, not necessarily. I don't. I need to talk about it. You know what I mean? And that's where it is for me. It's like my heart's in it. This is why I keep doing it. And I think she just gets, when my honey-do list gets a little long, and you're supposed to be on cutting the grass. No, I gotta fix the books. You know. But no, it's she has fun with it on her side of it too. So.
Nice.
Say yes.
Just say yes.
Just say yes. So I've got a question that I thought about the other day, and I just happened to remember it.
Mm-hmm.
No, he didn't. He was Googling on his phone.
No, I wasn't. I was looking at a text message.
Ways to trip up a guest is what he was looking up on.
So we're known as traveling men.
Yes.
So if you could travel anywhere,
yes,
not even Masonic, just if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would it be? That one was not on the script.
Ooh. I would go, it sounds crazy, but I'd go to Dallas, Texas.
That does sound crazy.
It is. I've been down there.
That's not what I would pick, but okay.
I've been down there as a Mason and as a Prince Hall Mason. So when I very first left, after being a Grand Treasurer, the Nebraska jurisdiction for Prince Hall is a small jurisdiction. So, but we just work together very well. You know, we cover all the spots. We make it all happen. It flows very well. Well, I went down to Dallas, Texas, and I mean, I'm still just spunky old me and get down there, and guy on a motorcycle comes up next to me, and it's almost like the Sons of Anarchy thing. Like, he just waves me over the side of the road, and I'm like, am I about to rumble with this dude, or what's going on? So he gets me on the side of the road. We get out. He asks me a few questions. I'm like, "Oh, you a Mason? Oh, you a brother? Okay, bro, what's that? You could have. You next time pull up, let me see it first, and then slow down. Don't do that." But he invited me to a Potentate's Ball, and I went down to the Potentate's Ball, and we're sitting there and we're talking, and they're like, "Oh," when I got out of Zaha, I was a high priest and prophet, and so. Went down there. I was like, "Hey, I'm high priest and prophet, you know, Prince Hall back." Oh my God! Like, he just went nuts, took me over to the potentate and was like, "Oh, dude, he's from Omaha, Nebraska. He's a high priest and prophet." I'm like, "I'm not a representative by any means. I just moved down here. I'm glad that you actually stopped me, because now I know I can go visit some places.
Yeah.
Oh boy, we camel walked around that entire room, and that's the longest I've ever camel walked in my life. And then I had to be up front, and it was me and the potentate up front. He's like, "Whatever you do, we're gonna do." I'm like, "Dude, show me your camel walk. I'm visiting, you know."
Yeah.
So we get done. We go to a little after party, and we're sitting there and we're talking. And the guy goes, "Well, you know, what else have you done in masonry?" I'm like, "Well, I'm a past grand treasurer." And, you know, it's nothing, oh my God, you know. But
Right.
when I said that, he's like, "Oh!" He calls over to Grand Reliefs, and he says he wants for nothing. And I went, "No, I'm good. I'm all right." And I mean, I wanted for nothing. Nothing. I ate so good. I drank so much. Oh, I drank a lot. And they were like, "You ready to go home?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to go home. I'm good." They're like, "Are you good?" "Yeah, I'm good." I was still sitting down. "Are you good?" "Oh, I'm good." I'm good. I stood up and I stumbled about 2 steps to the right, and I stumbled back and I sat back down. They're like, "Are you good?" I'm like, "No, I'm not so good." I'm not so good. And I was like, literally, I mean, I had been in Dallas for maybe a month. The place I was working at, like literally the week before, I was getting up, driving to work an hour to go to work every morning. I was a supervisor, so I rode a route, you know, to evaluate a guy's performance, and we were driving, and I was like, "That's my house. Turn around, go back." I was 10 minutes from my plant that I worked at Centasa. 10 minutes from the plant, and I'm like, "Dude, I've been driving an hour to work every day. This sucks." So I figured out the back route, and I mentioned that because the guys down there, they were like, "Well, where do you live?" "Oh no." "I don't know where I live, but I stay that way." And so both the Grand Reliefs, one took my keys and the other one picks me up and gets me to my car. And I had it programmed in my phone that said home. So I was like, "Dude, you push that button and it tells me where to turn."
You headed to Omaha then?
Almost. Almost. And the guy, I open my phone up and he's pressing. He says, "It says home." I say, "Make sure you don't hit the one that says Nebraska. Hit the one that says Texas." And he hits it. And they drive me home. They take me up. They put me in my apartment, lock the door and everything. And I get a call the next morning, and the guy goes, "Are you safe? Are you at home?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." He goes, "Because you weren't so good last night." I said, "No, I wasn't. I wasn't at all." But I say that because that was where my first lesson of brotherhood on a large scale came from, because they were asked like, "Well, how do you see your Grand Master?" Well, I knew him. I'm like, "Oh, you mean Wiz?" "Oh, he was just at the bar the other day. We had a drink together." And they're like, oh my God. I'm like, what's the problem? Because I hadn't been exposed to a bigger jurisdiction.
Yeah, that's
So they were,
perspective.
they were like, "Oh, dude, we're lucky if we see our Grand Master outside of Grand Session." I'm like, "What? That's stupid. What are you guys talking about?" So I'm calling guys back at home like, "Dude, they say they don't see their Grand Master. These guys aren't paying attention. I don't know what they're doing." But I didn't get it until the next couple of days when they came back around and we were talking. I'm like, "Oh, this is huge.
Pretty big jurisdiction.
Pretty big, yeah." And they were, I mean, like the baseball teams and football, Little League football teams, Little League baseball teams that a lodge sponsored, not the Grand Lodge. You know, so it opened my eyes up to masonry on a bigger picture, to where when I got my music in, was touring around. Oh, at that point, then we were Mississippi, down south where it's Prince Hall masonry's really thick.
Yeah.
Down south, you go through in Georgia, Mississippi, Tennessee. You know, you walk in them places. If you walk in there with something Masonic on, you better know something about it. Otherwise, take it off.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I've had some very good experiences on the road, traveling and meeting brothers on the road. And I picked up a gig. We were playing in Philadelphia, Mississippi, and just a couple casinos just off in some backwoods, literally. Drive through and poof, there they are. They came up and they're like, "Hey, you guys should come down to Meridian." We're like, "Oh, okay, we'll come down to Meridian." And yeah, we get down there and there's like this. It's that old picture. There's one light pole in the middle of the field. It's all electricity in this stage, and it reminds me of the Barnyard. You ever seen the cartoon Barnyard Animals, where the dogs in there what is it? My wife's gonna kill me because it's one of our favorite cartoons to watch. But it's the cows watching over the chickens, basically, and they have this stage at night where the humans don't know the animals can talk. So they have this little wild thing that comes out, and he just gets crazy and he goes nuts, and that's what it was like being out in the middle of the field. I mean, there was about 6:30. Here comes a lot of folks with coolers and chairs and walking up, and
Oh, wow.
I mean, we got on stage and the lights came on, and I mean, you're smacking freaking mosquitoes the size of this microphone, just pow. But we had a very good show, and it was, for us, we were just kind of on a rehearsal deal, like, oh, let's try these songs out that we want to do on stage. We'll do it down here. So we're like, hey, pardon us if we start and stop. We're, gonna have some fun with you. And oh, dude, next thing you know, I mean, there's like 250 people in the middle of a grass field with barbecue, coolers,
Wow.
just having a good old time. And when we got done, they were like, all right, we're gonna lead you guys back out, because you couldn't see crap. It was pitch black dark. Like, I mean, they let us back out, let us back to the highway, and we went on back to the hotel. But it was just one of those things of, we met a brother in a casino. Why don't you guys come down here and just hang out and play a couple songs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are some of life's best adventures.
They were, and then we met, I mean, while we were down there, I mean, like I said, it was me, myself, my brother, who was like our road manager, chauffeur. He drove us around everywhere, and then my bass player, he was a Mason too. I mean, we met like 50 guys down there that were, all Masons, and just treat whatever you guys want, just have at it. You ain't got to ask me. Just go in my cooler and get whatever you want. Now I'm going to still ask you, bro, because I don't think your cousin don't like the fact that I just opened up the cooler and grabbed whatever I wanted out of it. I still look out for my safety, but it was fun. Yeah. I mean, it was fun to meet and greet, and then like I said, when you go and you travel, I mean, even going up to Philadelphia, I get on and I got my hat on, and guys just walking down there. Hey, bro, how you doing? Hey, what's going on? Hey, oh, yeah, my hat. I gotcha. Even going down for Oriental Guide school last year down in Tampa, get on the plane, everybody's just staring me down. I'm like, what is? Oh, I got something in my nose. Something on my face. What's happening? Then I get down there, and as we're getting off the plane, they're all like, "Oh, so we are going to the same place." I'm like, "Yeah, we're gonna walk through the hotel over here." But it's just unique of the fellowship that happens just because of the square and compass.
Yeah.
It's like you just. As my wife says, I can't take you nowhere you don't know anybody. Sorry, it happens.
Can't take Dave anywhere either.
Yeah. And Dave,
not if he's driving.
Dave's the milkman too, so you really like him when he comes. Nice.
We're gonna take another quick break. We'll hear from another couple of sponsors, and we'll come back for the last section.
At Homeward Handyman Services, we pride ourselves on being honest and giving every job the attention it deserves. Owned and operated by a master mason with 2 decades of expertise in home repair. We are bonded and insured, and we carry the highest standards when it comes to taking care of your home. Whether you need a faucet changed or a light remodel, we can take care of your home improvement needs. Call Michael at 402-915-0824 today for a free estimate.
And we're back for section 3. Does that help you when you produce, when you cut them back together? If I go say no, not at all?
Not at all, not a little bit.
Glad I could help. Okay, so we're going to let you be in charge of your own destiny and hit the blue button, and that's going to determine what question you get.
Oh. That's why you gave me the red solo cup.
No, not that blue button. Oh.
Number 2.
Number 2. Who has been the biggest influence in your Masonic journey?
We kind
We
of
kinda covered that one.
we already covered it.
You get it. That's a do.
I'm in control of your destiny.
Okay,
Question 12.
Number 12.
What do you enjoy the most? Blue Lodge, Scottish Rite, York Rite, Shrine,
Or other.
other independent bodies?
I enjoy the shrine the most. I do. Because it allows me to be more of myself and get out and be goofy and nobody thinks less.
Yeah.
They kind
I mean,
of expect it.
I've
It is.
never
I
seen that
describe
one
the shrine
bit.
as the social side of masonry, right? It's the fun side.
It
is
is.
a fun side,
You
yep.
know, real quick, if I can mention, we talked about this the other day. It's like, you know, you're in elementary school, your first through third degree. Didn't you go to college for your York Rite or Scottish Rite?
Okay, I'm with
While
you.
you're in college, you join the shrine, the frat.
Okay,
You know,
I see it.
And then once you get to a certain part in Scottish Rite is when you graduate. So, but you stay in college. You never get to lose. So it's like you're always in that frat. You're just an alumni of that frat now. And that's
Yeah, I'm a 27-year senior.
exactly.
And
That's
next
it.
thing you know, you're 70 years old doing burnouts in the shrine parking lot.
Exactly. In a little race car. With water underground. You're like, thanks, Keystone Cops.
There has to be video of this. There's got to be video of this.
I don't know. I cannot confirm nor deny anything.
Okay, 25.
And 25 says,
Survey says.
what is your go-to drink when hanging out with your brothers?
Recently, it's been Glenlivet. Otherwise, it's Peach Crown. Yes, Glenlivet. In all of last week, I've got a newfound taste for Scotch. I didn't say I liked it. I just said it's a newfound taste.
It's an acquired
It's an acquired taste. And I blame Freddie for it. So, Freddie, if you're watching, it's all your fault.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that blame me for Shankies.
I want to blame you for Shankies, and I didn't even have it, which I don't know. But oh my God,
Freddie's one of them.
Freddie,
Yeah.
see the influence that my past grandmaster has on the whole entire fraternity. no
He
matter
showed
what.
up at the All Masonic reunion
Yeah.
at 11 o'clock in the morning. He says, "Hey, you want some Shankies? I got some in my bag."
That does not shock
somewhere.
me. It does not shock me.
And then an hour later, he was like, "Hey, you got any Shankies with you? I'm out."
That sounds like Freddie. Yes.
There was a story involved there that had to do with the deputy grandmaster, if you remember, also. But
I can neither confirm
we
nor
probably
deny.
shouldn't share that one in the Shankies.
Okay, question number 6.
What is your favorite Masonic pop culture reference?
Oh God.
I think you just mentioned it a little bit ago.
Yeah, I think so too.
What did I say?
National Treasure.
Oh, National Treasure. Yeah, National Treasure was one. What was the other one? There's one more. National Treasure and what was it?
Mine's not even really Masonic, but Oak Island.
Oak Island. I was actually listening to Pharrell Williams the other day. He's a guest star on a track, and he's rapping all the way through. And I swear Jennifer probably wanted to kill me because I was like, repeat, rewind. Because he said you ain't got to be a Mason to see that. And I was like, what do you know about the Masons? Well, hold up. I just kept rewinding it, and just the whole reference in the phrase that he was using, as you say, like people think we know everything. We know all the secrets. We're behind the scenes. We are, but
There we go again. Get back to the disclaimer. We
Please send
don't
your
run the
emails
world.
too.
This is your email, so yes. But it's just the reference he was using, like, in the ways that we talk about being Masons, and seeing things in a different way, in a different light, a different form of approaching your everyday life. The phrasing he used like I can't play that song without hitting repeat like 2 or 3 times. And Jennifer's like, "Oh God, oh God, okay, he's gonna say it right here in a minute, 38 seconds." So
I don't have to be a Mason to know that.
that's exactly it.
All right, let's do one more.
All right.
30.
30. What makes your Masonic journey unique to you?
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, that is a good one. What makes it unique to me? That I've been able to control my own destiny and what things I want to be involved in with Masonry and what I don't want to be involved in with Masonry. You get in this and you put your passion in. There's so many good things and so many good works in several different, facets of what we do, that if you're not careful, you'll find yourself, just meeting,
Yeah.
and you really don't take anything from it until you go, "That's important to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's important to me." And you start controlling what things you're going to invest your time in, your money in, your time away from your family. What are you going to include your family in? Those things. That's really what I would say is being able to control my own destiny and what I've traveled and what I get to do and see and where I get to go. Yeah. Except for now in the shrine where I'm the 3rd or 4th vice president and I got to go to these imperial sessions and have fun and go to dinner and have more fun. It's the most prime meal I've ever eaten in my life.
Sounds horrible.
It is terribly fascinating as long as Dave isn't there to give you sugar. Give you sugar and dessert. So, honey, when you see this, I'm going to bring you one home, but no, this is all Dave's fault.
I had nothing to do with it, Jennifer, I tell you.
Dave locked the door. He won't let Duane out
until my alarm goes off, honey. That's what he told me.
Hey, well, I think we've had a great show.
Oh, yeah. It's
It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. It was really fun. Really
Let's hit into shout-outs.
You want to start with me?
Yeah. Do you have one?
I do. I'm going to give a shout out to the fall 2024 class Scottish reunion in Omaha.
You dick. That was going to be mine.
Oh, good.
That's good.
For the 5th degree, I think we did incredibly well for not knowing what we were doing. I joked earlier about a horrible director, but Joe did a really good job lining everything up. For not having any idea at all.
Quit hitting me on the leg.
For not having any idea at all what was going on. He did great. So we got a shout out to Ed and to Heath and to Trent and to Nick
and Mike,
yeah, and even
Kevin.
Even Kevin for
Yep.
So great job, guys.
Yep, excellent. I don't know if any of them watched the show, but if you do, there's your props. You guys did awesome.
If you don't, there was your props.
There was your props.
Yeah. So Duane, what about you? You got any shout-outs?
My first shout-out is going to be to the 2025 inaugural class to the Northern Jurisdiction of Ancient and Accepted Scottish Rite Masons of the Knight Commander of the Court of Honor.
Say that 5 times fast.
I know, right? to my class, to my class, who's named after our Supreme, I can't even get it right, Sovereign Grand Commander, Dr. Melvin Bazemore. I gotta give a shout out to all those guys. We had a blast, and I'm looking forward to working with you. I'm also going to give a nice shout out to my past Grand Masters, who I got a chance to spend the last week with some great mentors, and just to my entire Prince Hall family. Just
excellent.
I'd say my Tangier guys, but that's going to give them a reason to give me crap, so I can give crap back to them. So it's going to give me, some ammunition here.
I've got a couple as well. My first one is to Chop, because I got a Blackstone for my birthday.
Oh,
So I gave him my Weber Genesis Silver Series grill, and he gave me that Bluetooth speaker insulated mug over there
Nice.
in return, and it's pretty awesome.
Nice.
But my second shout out is to, excuse me, to our producer Heath, who collaborated with me on getting these microphones. This is our first in-studio recording with the microphones.
Oh, nice.
And he is graciously on that side of the camera instead of this side. We had an abundance of co-hosts tonight, which is a good problem to have.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's 100% this show wouldn't be anything what it is without Heath. So
And his hours behind the camera and. You know,
oh yeah, I mean, countless hours of doing research and putting up with my bullshit and like crazy ideas that I come up with, and like doing a live show and not doing any research beforehand.
Do you mean like on
what kind of bullshit you got?
like when he said we should just take the big computer outside, and I said no, that's a horrible idea.
And it worked.
So
I got one more,
okay,
if you don't mind.
yeah.
I gotta give a shout out to Dave. That's my chief of staff for 2028, which is going to be great in
It's gonna be a fun
Tangier. It's going to be a fun year. So I got to give one out to my Dave Workman, my chief of staff.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
My shout out goes to my brother trustees and
Yes.
the group of guys, Junior, Mike, Adam, now the other guys that were down at Tangier last night doing a big cleanup
Oh, yeah.
and spending 3+ hours down there getting that all done. But again, to my other brother trustees, Brian, Howie, Billy, you guys are a great bunch of guys. We're going to have a lot of fun between the four of us coming
yeah.
up. So,
I'm just kidding.
and there's still time. There's still time in the stated meetings yet for Tangier that the trustees can be put in timeout again, and that may happen in July once again.
Thanks for the heads up. Yay.
Well, I was going to talk about stuff that's coming up, but I really don't have much on the calendar. Heath is getting a tattoo on June 11th,
Nice.
and I have to wait until June 26th for mine.
Are these fill-ins or add-ons to what you got? Okay. Oh, okay.
You said you
he's-
get your leg shaved? That too?
That will happen.
Oh, okay. I was
No,
confused.
I'm probably going to be proactive and get a past master tattoo somewhere on me.
Oh, nice.
But working into my honeycomb beehive filler. But I'm running out of room on my arm sleeves. So much like Heath, I'll be starting a leg sleeve soon.
You can be like Tyson, go to the face.
Can you imagine? I walk into Grand Lodge and a past master symbol tattooed on my cheek.
Everybody would know. Everybody would know.
Just let me know when you're going to do that. I got to be there for that.
You're bald. You're on the back of your head.
Ooh, back of my head.
With flames. And,
Flames and fuzzy dice.
Yeah, he's Bat Master. His brain just blew. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
All right, well, if you've endured us this long, we appreciate you.
We appreciate it, and we're sorry.
Stay tuned for our next episode, which is the one that's after this one,
Number 39.
number 39.
Yes.
I was going to see what that one is, actually.
this is exhilarating listening right now.
Oh, yeah, we're going to have the Masonic Medical Research Institute
Oh, nice.
out of New York. We're going to have a couple of representatives from there who are both the researchers and Masons that are involved with that organization.
Very nice.
So that should be interesting.
So do we get to go to New York?
You can go and broadcast from there, and then we will be on this end.
Oh, okay.
That didn't sound very fair.
No.
Well, you get to go to New York.
You get to go to
we
New
were
York.
talking about traveling, and I thought maybe we
I'll go with you.
That's a little bit
That way
out
you
of
can go
the
by
show's
yourself.
There we
budget.
go. That's above the budget.
It's a
We might
By how far?
the show's budget for travel is this many.
Oh,
Zero.
Man.
Can you put a couple more in front of it and maybe a 1 or 2?
Well, the show still has to pay me back for the computer and these microphones.
Oh,
So if you're interested in being a show sponsor, send us an email, studio357podcast@gmail.com.
if we sell the microphones, can we? Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. I just want to travel. I just
Hey.
want to travel.
Guys, thank you for letting us invade your space for a couple hours. We really appreciate it. We will see you next time.
Travel well.
Travel well, my brothers. When it comes to something as important as insurance, it's imperative that you work with an agency who has an in-depth knowledge of multiple insurance products, companies, and guidelines, not just one. We are completely independent agents, and we work for your best interests. We are Mason-friendly. We have locations in Fremont and Elkhorn. We provide policies for virtually all of your personal and commercial needs, including health and dental. Visit our website at www.theinsurancecenterinc.com. We're available Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.